Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I will be going through 10 things I wish I didn't do when I started playing Hypixel Skyblock. Okay, so the first thing on my list is number 1. Don't make risky investments early on. I did exactly this a few months into my Skyblock profile after I watched a video on exotic armor and I wanted to get my hands on some. So to cut a long story short, I basically got scammed by the seller because exotics became inflated after that video, and actually I still have them right here, these white magma boots, so maybe one day I'll get my money back. You're much better off investing your coins into items that will slowly increase in value over time, like pet skins or booster cookies. Now for the second point, which is, don't spend all your money on a bunch of incomplete setups that you'll most likely never use. This was a problem for me starting out, because even though I had a decent dungeon setup or a decent farming setup, these budget setups could only ever get me so far, or it just wasn't worth using them because they made me no money. Just save up and buy one or two maxed out setups that you can use to get coins. Moving on to the third point. Don't try getting into mining if you have high ping. This one is pretty self-explanatory, as mining with high ping will decrease your rates probably more than you might think. And I have at least 220 ping, which is why I did not mine for money. Now for the fourth point, which is linked to the third, and it is don't bother powder mining to max powder even if you don't want to get into mining. I advise that you powder mine to 4mm powder, and then all the powder you get from then on will just be from actually mining gemstones and mithril. This is mainly because powder mining barely makes money, and the difference between 4mm powder and max powder is surprisingly small. The fifth point I will discuss in this video is to not waste time building dumb things on your islands. Yeah, I kinda stuffed up in that department, but I guess you could do it if you were bored of the game or wanted something else to do for a while. But realistically, it's just a massive waste of time, so I don't recommend it. As for the sixth point, don't play kuudra without a Hyperion. I see many players making this mistake too often, playing tier 1, 2, and even 3 levels of kuudra without a Hyperion, and instead something like a Midas Staff or a Spirit Scepter. Now, I understand if you're an Iron Man or just can't afford one, but if this is the case, then you probably shouldn't be playing lower tiers of kuudra anyways. The only tiers that will make you anywhere from more than 5 coins an hour, unless you're my RNG carried friend of course, is tier 4 and tier 5 kuudra. I also made a video on tier 4 kuudra if you want to check that out. Okay, moving on to the next point, point number 7, which is to play dungeons fairly early on. I have included this point because mine or maybe your dungeon stats don't look very good compared to your net worth or Skyblock level. For example, I'm Kata level 36 and I'm Skyblock level 293 with a net worth of 12 billion coins. That just doesn't add up. Point number 8, don't grind low rate money just because it's easy or simple. This is a big one for people who could make more coins per hour if they either put in some more effort or did some more research and prep beforehand. A great example is if you have a look at my automaton kills. Yeah, you can probably guess where I'm going with this, but I spent over 100 hours killing these guys, which was making me about 8 to 12 mil an hour. Well, at least I have a funny leaderboard position, right? Now, for point number 9, don't fully rely on YouTube tutorials and carries. When I started my profile, way back in 2020, I had no idea what I was doing, which led to me just figuring it out myself. Although this has led to my playtime being a little more than it should, I got to fully experience early gameplay, which has enabled me to teach many of my friends how to play and what they should do in certain situations. Overall, figuring some things out yourself will give you that extra bit of knowledge that you may need in the future. And finally, the last point, number 10. Join a friendly community/guild. This is important since, especially if you join a Skyblock guild, you can ask players advice and you can give players advice, pretty much just helping the overall Skyblock community, which is very healthy for the game. If you found this video helpful, a sub and like would be much appreciated, and have a great rest of your day. Bye!